All right. Okay. Oh, you're so cute. Get your tail out of my face. I feel like I'm about to start a YouTuber apology or something. So there's a new game out that I've been kind of dabbling with the last few days called Star Siege Dead Zone. You want to go down? Okay. Also, new kitty in the house. Her name is Echo, and she's a cutie. Star Siege Dead Zone is a brand new extraction shooter that a lot of people have been asking me to cover, but it's got a little bit of a unique twist in the fact that it is a corridor extraction shooter. And in this game, you're not boots on the ground. You're actually up in space, moving throughout different space stations, looking for loot, killing other players, killing the AI, which are called cybrids. And the best part about this game is it's free to play. I've been able to put quite a few hours into the game here over the last, I would say, 3 or 4 days. And I want to give you guys my thoughts on everything Star Siege because I have had a lot of people reach out and ask my opinion. So if you guys end up liking the video, leave a like on it down below. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'm noticing that just over 50% of you guys aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you enjoy the content and you're one of those people who keep coming back, but you aren't subscribed, hit that sub button. My next milestone that we're pushing for is 500,000 subscribers, and I think we can get there. Anyways, guys, my name is Big Fry. Let's talk Star Siege. Star Siege Dead Zone is a corridor extraction shooter set on procedurally generated space stations filled with laser beam traps, a small variety of AI enemies, tons of crates to loot, and other players looking to score. As you move through the stations, they're actually exploding and destroying themselves on the outside, making certain paths closed off, and you have to adjust on the fly. The game offers you the ability to shoot out lights, you can create darkness, you can stalk around, but I do find this a little bit useless as every player starting out has 2 abilities, one being a wall hack that just kind of shows you where the enemies are for a few moments. Your objective ultimately is to escape on an escape pod that shows up randomly throughout the match. But the kicker here is that there's only enough pods for half the players in a game, so you need to move around and find one before it's too late. And if you're going in with a group, that makes this task a whole lot harder. The game's premise is actually pretty sound, but the overall experience for me has been very mixed. The game has a lot going for it. You have merchants to sell and buy gear from, contracts, and things to actually do and achieve within a raid. This actually feels like a cross between the Cycle in terms of the contracts, the missions, and the merchants, and Marauders in terms of being out in space, close quarters battles within stations. And I actually think Star Siege does all of those things better than those games, but the actual gunplay itself is far inferior. It just feels so stiff and dated. Hit reg is very inconsistent, and sometimes I'm pumping a player with bullets and they still pull out the win. Sometimes it feels good, other times it's borderline terrible, and for me, when it comes to extraction shooters where there's a lot of risk on the table, that inconsistency can kill the game for me. The AI enemies are there as an annoyance more than anything. The melee enemies do nothing but run towards you and die, and the ones that shoot you, they aim as if they were playing on a joystick. They are there strictly to piss you off during a gunfight with another real player, and that's just not fun for me. As you level up, you can unlock higher tier gear, better armor pieces, rare and exotic rifles, and they can be game-changing when you finally unlock them. The problem that Star Siege runs into is there isn't a big enough player pool to spread out these levels and matchmake properly. So if you're just starting out, you're most likely going against people with better armor and weapons, and you just kind of have to eat shit until you level up enough, which in my opinion doesn't make for a good PvP experience. And I know there will be people saying, but Tarkov's like that. But the thing with Tarkov is even if you have a little AK and nothing else, you can still take down a scav, you can loot them, and a single headshot is enough to take down a player sometimes. In Star Siege, it's not even close. The time to kill is long, and when you're going up against someone with better armor and weapons, well, it's kind of just like tough luck, I guess. Combine that with the aforementioned hit reg issues, the whole gunfight experience is just kinda shit. Now, my biggest complaint with the game is such a petty one on the surface, but once you actually get into the game and you feel it for yourself, you realize just how fucked it is. In order to interact with things, you have to look at the button of a door and you have to hit F, and you have to be looking at the door. If you look away from the button, the door doesn't open, you have to start from scratch. This also happens with escape pods, meaning if you activate an escape pod, you have to keep looking at it as it kind of spawns and appears to you. So if there's a player shooting at you and you're trying to make a quick escape, you can't defend yourself. If you need to close a door behind you because there's a team of 3 coming at you from behind, you have to look at the door. You can't aim at the door. You can't do anything. Just let us interact with whatever it is that we're interacting with. Say it's an escape pod or a door, and then let us actually like just hit F and then aim around. Let us move so we can actively defend ourselves in these close quarters engagements. It sounds like such a petty thing, but when you have moments like this... Hello, come this way. Come this way. Fall back.
Oh shit. Shooting at me. He's shooting at me. Oh god. I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna fucking die here too. Activate the next pod. They're coming. They're coming.
Oh
no,
I died.
fuck. I died too. Oh, I hate that you have to look at the fucking thing, man.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Horrible. It gets so frustrating. Now, the game is in early access, and I do feel like a lot of the things that I'm talking about are fixable. It's just a matter of how long can the game survive before these issues are ironed out and fixed. With an all-time peak of 2,800 players, I'm not so confident. They anticipate that the game's going to be in early access for approximately 12 to 18 months, but they also say that that's just an estimate. The ultimate goal is to ensure that the final game delivers a compelling, enjoyable, and polished experience. And what that includes are things like a trading and auction house system for players, private lobbies for matches, esports, whatever that means, community tournaments, more cosmetics, more maps, weapons, and perks, better PvE AI, so clearly that's on the table, seasonal wipes and content every 3 months, as well as crossplay. And I would say right now, this is a very viable alpha build that has a lot of issues. If you're jumping in expecting a polished experience, you're just not going to get it. And while that's okay, again, it goes back to how long can they last with this amount of players and what's the future of this game actually look like. Now, the game is free to play, so you guys can try it for yourself, but for the ones asking me if I recommend playing it, my answer is just kind of a little bit in the middle. There are some fun moments when the gunfights feel really good, and there are others when I just want to uninstall. So it's a matter of, are you looking for something that feels a little early but fresh compared to what's out there now? And if your answer is yes, well shit, download it and see for yourself. I'm always a fan of developers who utilize things like procedural generation for their levels because it keeps things fresh. And the fact that there is a bunch of different weapons, a bunch of different upgrades, and a lot of things that you can level up for your character means you probably could get a decent amount of time out of this game if you can get through some of the bullshit that comes along with playing an alpha build. I'm in the middle with this because I want to recommend it, but I also could understand why somebody doesn't want to play something like this. I can see both sides of the coin here, and that's why I'm kind of just like on the fence with this one. If there was an upfront price for this, I would definitely not recommend it, but the fact that it is free to play and there are a lot of systems that can give you a decent amount of time out of the game, try it out for yourself. My name is Big Fry. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like on it and subscribe for everything FPS. And I'll see you on the next one.